The 4th of July is just 3 days away. But according to a brand new Fox News poll, pride in America is now plummeting under Joe Biden. Gee, I wonder why. Just 39% of voters are proud of the country, including just 46% of Democrats. Joining us now with reaction is the first Green Beret to be elected to Congress, Representative Michael Waltz. Michael, thank you so much. You know, people can look at a poll like that and think like that we don't like the country. It's not that. Because we love the country, we don't like what's happening to it and how we're being represented. Is that your take on this?
Yeah, Tammy, I think that's part of it, but I think there's something more fundamental here, because if you look at the polling data, you see a steady decline over the last decade plus. And I point to our education system, and COVID exposed to us the garbage that's being taught in our schools.
Great point.
And when you have things being taught in our schools that this is a fundamentally bad country, that at its core, it is misogynist, it's racist, it's colonialist. It wasn't founded to establish individual freedom for we the people away from monarchies and emperors, that it actually was established to protect slavery. When that's being taught in our schools, and then on top of that, you have things even in like math class, which we discovered in Florida, word problems in math class that talk about counting the numbers of oppressors and oppressed. And now in our military, they're saying on the one hand, you need to be willing to go die for our Constitution and our flag, but it is fundamentally in its core bad and flawed. I think you take all of that together, and when you talk about a military as this president has and the Secretary of Defense has, that's overrun with white supremacy, it doesn't surprise me you're seeing this kind of decline in pride in our institutions and pride in our flag.
Yeah, and you know, I think that there is a combination of things going on. I think it's that's an excellent point, that we have young people especially being indoctrinated with loathing the country. And they don't know, because history's not taught anymore, right? They don't have much of a background. Yeah. But I do think that we know that a good majority of Americans know that what you described is a result of policy. This is not a natural, organic thing that's going on, that this is a group of people running the country that have done this to us. Is there, on this 4th of July, you know, there's even, you know, this sense that the 4th of July might become a partisan holiday. Do you envision that happening?
You know, I pray not, and I'm going to do everything I can to fight and remind people that this flag that stands for individual liberty, the right to assemble, the right to free speech, the right to criticize your own government, and that there are literally more people out right now, more military members out right now willing to die for that flag than the entire Canadian and Australian armies combined. But you know, Tammy, you know who does appreciate this country and is literally dying to get here? Those are immigrants like the Afghans that were so desperate to come to this great nation, they were willing to cling to the side of a jet, or the people dying coming across our southern border. But to your point, it's all self-inflicted wounds. And if you look at where we were the month before the pandemic hit, with record unemployment across every ethnic sector, black, white, and brown, women and men, with a roaring economy, with justice reform, tax reform, Middle East peace. If you look at where we were under the previous administration and people looked at the results in their lives, they were pretty excited. And now they look at everyday problems and they're only compounding.
Well, that's it.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, this is it. And we have to remember, I think that the debacle of Afghanistan is what kind of shook the nation to its core, really. And when we understood that something very wrong had happened, and we are seeing that kind of failure move through every single other issue that we face in this country, that was not an accident, that was not a bug, it was a feature of what we are to expect. Congressman, great job. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a very good Independence weekend.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.